release, I scoop the leg up, right? Then we kick, we struck, we pulled, we hooked. We kicked, we struck, we controlled, we scooped. We do them over here with the pin. Kick, strike, I step, I hook, I pin. The second one, I kick, I strike, I change, I hook, I pin. I kick, I strike, I control, I scoop, and I pin. So if you think of it like this, the core things that people are going to do to you on the street, they're going to try to hit you, number one. Number two, they're going to try to grab you. Three, they're going to try to, they have grabbed you, but they're going to push or pull you. Or they're going to push and pull you and try to hit you. Or they're going to trip you unintentionally or intentionally. Meaning you're in there fighting with this guy, and his leg is over here somehow, and he trips you and you fall down, but it wasn't his intention. The follow-on is this. In today's world, a lot of people will do this kind of stuff, right? I'm in here with him, and I threw him down, and then I stomped on him. I kept stomping on him, or I felt punches down on him. That's what you want to deal with. Not unless you think that you're going to fight, I don't know, Sambo, BJJ, grapplers, Shuai guys that do grappling. If you think those are the kind of people that you're going to contend with on the street, then yeah, you want to advance your grappling. I don't show any video of grappling because I don't really have any certification in grappling. So I don't really want to present or promote that in that way. But everybody should learn how to get somebody off of them, or if they're between your legs on the side, how to reverse these positions or get back to your feet, or how to contend with it, at least to some degree. But it would be dishonest of me to share that without, in my opinion. There's plenty of videos out there of people that share that stuff for free. As it relates to Chiao and Chang Tai Chi, I'm certified in these things, and I have no problem in wanting to share the content. But it boils down to these things. Fundamental kicking, striking, and it doesn't have to be like, you see Kung Fu stuff, right, with those hook punches, right? And you see this kind of traps and strikes and stuff. In reality, to me, all fundamental systems of Kung Fu are striking grappling. So when you see this kind of stuff like this, or even doing Wing Chun, and I'm a certified instructor in Wing Chun, I just don't teach it at this point publicly. But this isn't about trying to hit him. Yes, you can hit him from here, but this is about grappling the guy, right? I'm in here, and this is more about controls and strikes and putting that stuff together, not just doing hits and doing fanciful hand exchanges, which I love that stuff. Don't get me wrong, but it is striking grappling. And Chang Tai Chi is no different. Tai Chi in general is no different. It's got kicks, it's got strikes, and it's got destabilizing movements and throws and controls and locks, just like any of the other stuff. And so if you think like that, and then the striking that we have, sure, there's evasions, but it's those four categories though. Some form of kicking, and I don't have to kick Jonathan in the head. There's no reason for me to. I want to either damage his legs, or I want to destabilize him from his legs. The striking, sure, I can strike and I can hit Jonathan, and he can knock the dude out or hurt him badly just from the striking. But I can strike and I can add control of his bridges or his torso, right? To be able to do trips and throws on him. And when I do those moves, I have my follow-on. And that's not something that I created. In Shuai we have what's called follow-on attack. And that follow-on attack is those kind of things. when I throw Jonathan, he goes down, it's either kicking the person, striking the person, or trying to do some form of a control on the person. And hitting them if you want to, right? In other words, I'm controlling it by striking at the same time. That's what it is in a nutshell. And I'm going to hopefully with these videos, this one is kind of janky, it could be a lot better, but I'm going to try to make some of these and show some techniques and different ways that we can apply these things, and hopefully it will encourage people. But again, what I'm saying is the Shuai and the Chang Tai Chi is very street applicable. There's no high kicks. All the kicking's down here. Of course, the average dude on the street's not going to throw a bunch of kicks at me. He may not throw any, but I can use those to my advantage and destabilize me. You go, well, but you do that with a high kick. I can, but if I slip and fall, or he charges and knocks me down, then I'm on concrete, and I may get stomped on or beat on. I don't want that. I want to keep my stability, so I would rather kick down here and also be able to kick and punch kind of simultaneously instead of trying to kick Jonathan in the head. I just don't. They're great to practice for range of motion, but I don't really feel that they're necessary for street application. But again, the elements that make up Shuai and those same elements that we use in Chang Tai Chi is very much like the average person would do on the street to fight you, but with enhancements. Meaning I'm not just unintentionally or intentionally trying to use a leg to trip you, but it's my full intention and purpose. This striking, I'm not just swinging something and hopefully I hit something, but I'm trying to hit targets or I'm trying to get an attachment to him. The kicks, the same way. I'm either trying to, damage something so he can't put weight on it, or I'm trying to sweep it from under him, or I T-bone him in the leg multiple times with these. Even a couple of really hard, nice wheel kicks like that. You can hurt a guy to where he doesn't want anymore, or he can't put weight on it, or he starts to back off. Then you either can back off yourself or move in and take you down. The controls that we use, the butterfly hands and all those other, to get the waist, the head, under or over the arm, to be able to go from here to switch to this side, and you're dealing with it saying, now when I'm coming here, I need to be able to have that fluidity, and Shuai will teach that to you. Because the dude on the street, he starts grabbing a hold of you and he's doing stuff, he grabs me, I need to be able to, I can definitely use charity from Shuai to break the grips and come right back and do my throws. The throws themselves, some people go, well, the throws are not going to do much to you. Well, if you don't know how to fall, and your arms are all over the place, you may bust a wrist, elbow, shoulder, hit your head, and then if I change the trajectory of the throw, in other words, say I go to do this throw and I do it in a certain way, and I let Jonathan fall on his side, versus I do the same throw and I do it in such a way that you fall and hit yourself on the back. So, and then the other way that I can hurt you with a throw is by throwing you. Meaning I have something like this and I go to do this, and if I turn it at this right angle, I can flip him over. I can do it this way and still flip him over, but when I drive down, I'm going to damage his knee. Or something like cracking. And instead of me just controlling the arm and the leg, I use this to hyperextend his elbow or his knee and damage it as I'm throwing him. So, and then the follow-on attacks, again, grappling is great, and my son trains in grappling with some people that are a group that I know, and I'm glad that he's learning that. It's excellent for him. It's great for cardio, physical strength, all of that. And he's learning other stuff too. He's been learning martial arts pretty much, since he was a small child. But it's, again, grappling is great, but if I throw the man down and I come right up, like I do a forward kick on him right up here, and I throw this guy down, boom, and right away I come down and break his ribs. Or if he fell in the right way and I come up and I can stomp on his head. Or I stomp on him and I come through and I, boom, crush punch his head. You go, well, that's not self-defense anymore. Well, rolling on the ground with the dude, you're grappling with him, and you hyperextended his elbow, who's going to tap to? You? You're going to stop? Or maybe he's bullshitting you. You're going to have to blow out his arm, or his rotator cuff, or maybe his ankle. Especially if it's really that intense, we'll say. That guy's trying to kill me, and I can throw him down. I have no qualms in stomping on his ankle and breaking it, or stomping on his collarbone and breaking it, or stomping his head and causing a concussion. If he's trying to kill me or hurt me, or he's got a couple of friends and they're all trying to hurt me, then I don't feel that that's unacceptable. Now, if he's just some drunk dude, he's starting shit with you or something like that, then easily just pull him down, leave him alone. Embarrasses himself. You have to pick and choose. What I mean by practical fighting is you have to look at the situation and you have to be able to process that. There's also other things that a lot of people don't think about. De-escalation techniques, verbally bringing someone down, redirecting the conversation, not getting yourself in those situations in the first place, staying at a functional distance. I often like to use things where it's something in a parking lot, or you're getting gas or something like that. You can be observant of the place. You pull up and you want to get gas, and there's a bunch of sketchy people out there. Why stop? Right? If you feel that can turn into something else, go up the street, a few blocks. There's probably another gas station. Right? Don't put yourself in a situation. The same thing. I'm doing something, but they catch me off guard, right? You're at your ATM machine, and some people just don't pay any attention when they should. But you're at the ATM machine, the guy comes up and wants to attack you, you've got one or two choices. You can either give him your stuff, or you can fight him. And, neither situation is really that great, but, there's decisions to be made, and a lot of that stuff, like what I'm talking about up there, is role-playing those concepts out. How would you address it? How would you deal with it? And why would you do it this way? If you think like that, you can have such a more practical approach to fighting. Combat sports is not self-defense, or we'll say street application. It doesn't mean that those movements won't work. But you have all of these other, we'll say, dynamics that are going on. In competition, you may be able to kick the guy in the head, and if you slip and fall, the referee will come over and break it up and start over. That happens on the street, you try to kick the guy in the head, and he moves, and you slip and you fall. You're on the ground, and you're now kind of at their mercy. He may kick at you to keep you there, or stomp on you, or what have you. So it's being in the right situation. Grappling, again, is excellent to learn. Everybody should learn at least how to get back to your feet and get people off of you in certain positions. And but it's, to me personally, I think it's a one-on-one thing, right? Like kicking and striking, you can contend with a couple of people potentially at one time. But if you have an opportunity to run off, you've got a couple of people trying to attack you, you better to run. If you make one fundamental mistake, and then you maybe have two people beating the tar out of you. The thing with grappling on the ground, you can't necessarily see everything around you, and you may be dealing with this guy, you may be besting him, but he may have a friend that comes up. And that can happen even when you're striking and the guy sucker punches you from behind, right, or something like that. The same thing with throwing. The point with the throwing is that I can throw him and release him, right? All of the other stuff, the following kicks and punches and blocks and all of that, that's great for the pins. The opportunity for the pin is when you've thrown the person in a way that you didn't hurt them, but now you want to control them. That's a great opportunity for the pinning stuff. And there's more than just the pinning into the torso. A lot of grapplers like to use that, especially ground and pound guys, and it's kind of the same kind of concept. What we're doing there is, in essence, the same kind of flavor. So anyway, I hope you liked the video, and like I said, we'll make a few more just doing practical movements and talking about it. And these aren't, for the guy that's been doing martial arts for years, they probably know all of this already. But this is for people that are starting out and are just curious, or maybe they just want to see a different way of something's put together. So Anyway, thank you for watching the video.